there's a lot to it when it comes to marketing. And the reason that I am in marketing is because I enjoy, pushing people up and allowing them to shine and showcasing what they can do. And really, a lot of people, especially in small business and in solo business and who own personal brands, there is a good message behind that. You are doing it for a good reason. You're not just doing it for the accolades and the awards and the, ooh, oh me. No, you're doing it for a good reason. So let's tell people that good reason. Let's show people that good reason. And probably I'd say either by the end of this year or start of next year, I will probably allow some AI tools to maybe craft up a brand where I can start breaking down how I would go about marketing these regarding our marketing campaigns. So for those who may not be aware, and I promise I will get to what we accomplished this week, what I have done. So we're currently doing a little bit of rejigging regarding our services. So you always know that, as you can imagine, the Video Confidence Coach, I am a speaker regarding marketing and video marketing specifically, and personal branding, as you've probably guessed already. I also provide mentoring and coaching services to small businesses or people who want to build their personal brands. And specifically marketing coaching. So as you can imagine, that's a service I provide. And then the other area of my business is a marketing campaign coordinator. So as you can imagine, with a title that long, essentially, I help you achieve what you need to achieve. Like most of the coaching and mentoring is a lot more providing you the framework for you to be able to do yourself. So you have that control over both the outcome and the process, but also if you wish to delegate, you have the knowledge to be able to delegate, as opposed to, oh, I have no idea how this works. Oh, I'm just going to send it off to someone and hope they do it well. Well, when it comes to delegation, we need to have an idea of what is a good result to then be able to judge whether or not someone has been able to achieve it. And bonus points, be able to then help them achieve it on our behalf. So I can definitely do a more detailed podcast about that if you want a little bit more of a breakdown of that and that methodology I have in my mind. But yes, so in regards to the services I provide, at the moment I provide podcast producing. So I help you both either start a podcast from scratch and actually record episodes, or I help you manage a podcast that is already pre-existing, and we can definitely zhuzh it up brand-wise and allow you to make it a more consistent long-term marketing thing for you. And then I've also got live stream producer. I help people conduct live streams like this, or more complex ones depending on their needs. And I'm also looking into beginning to start some more video centric packages. As you can imagine, the Video Confidence Coach doesn't necessarily have video packages, mainly just because when it comes to the work that I do, and I have communicated with my past clients and potential leads, is that I don't necessarily do the videoing, like the getting out my camera and filming myself. I used to run a videography company down here in Geelong, Victoria, Australia for about 9 years. And then due to physical disabilities and complications, I can no longer do that. I can no longer do a physical shoot day. Yes, I can do bits and pieces. I can live stream like this, but I can't, say, for example, hold a camera steady to be able to get the shot. And I personally have gotten to the point of my career where I am now able to work on the strategy and the overall side of a video project, not just the outcome. So I now work with a bunch of video production companies and with marketing production companies who, for example, do not have the time, energy, or ability to be able to coach the people that come to them wanting a video or wanting a video package, and they don't have the time to be able to get them ready, to be able to coach them, to break down, okay, where exactly are these videos going? So when you stand in front of that camera, with everything else laid out in front of you, the set is in front of you, everyone's ready, people have been working for days, weeks, months to get this ready for you. You're not standing there like a dead fish going, because you're not ready, because you're not prepared. That is the work that we do together. And also because having both the understanding of, hey, what you're filming now is going to be on your website. It's going to be on your emails. It's going to be on your social media. Something as easy as something as simple as that has been able to turn people's absolute fear to relaxation because they understand what is actually coming out of what they're doing. They're not just doing it and they're not just stressing because, oh, there's people are going to be angry at me. Why are they going to be angry at you? Because they're not going to like what I have to say. I'm sure there are going to be a very small minority of people who are going to be like that, especially with the clientele I work with, who are usually women or non-binary folk who have definitely faced those prejudices in the past. So I don't want to downplay any of those fears because they are warranted. There's a reason that you have that fear in your chest. And I'm not saying that everything that we do, strategy, coaching, mentoring wise, is going to immediately eliminate that entirely. But the work that I do and the work that I've seen being able to play out for my clients is the confidence of being able to weather the storm, of being able to understand, hey, I can see the dots being connected. I can see where this is going, and I'm not overwhelmed by the potentiality of this thing because I can see what it's going to do for me and my brand. And that's what I want to do. That's the reason why I do what I do at the Video Confidence Coach. I want to give people that confidence to be on video and to market themselves. And the way that I do that is via coaching, the Video Confidence Coach. It's a very literal name, but it also is a very straightforward name. So I do have a lot of people who come to me saying, hey, I need video work done. And I say, cool. What's the strategy? They have no idea. We work with them. And then I'm able to work with a multitude of different video agencies that I work with both down here in Geelong, up towards Melbourne and throughout Australia to be able to work with them. And I also work both sides. So what I mean by that is that I work with both the client. So we work on the actual strategy of what we're doing. We break down why you're doing it. And we're also able to break down who you're doing it for. So when you stand in front of that camera, you have the information to back it up. And also, what a lot of people, which I realized only recently that I do this as part of my process, but I haven't actually told anyone that I do, is we practice. We actively practice what is going to be discussed, what is going to be talked about. We don't necessarily rely on a script, and especially for most of my clients, I don't recommend relying on a script, mainly because that takes out that side of your brain where you're super stressed trying to get the words right while reading a teleprompter, when most of the time, to be honest, you know what your message is. You know what you want to talk about. You know why you want to get people on board. So to do so, being able to stand up straight, to look directly into the camera as if it was another human being, and being able to clearly articulate your thoughts, your messages, and the reason why you do what you do, that requires, yes, some practice, but not as much practice as you think, to be perfectly honest. And for the couple of clients that I've had in the past, who have needed scripts, we have definitely worked with them on being able to break that down in a easier format than just constantly going through lines, because that builds up your stress. And on the day, that stress can topple you. I have seen people in the past when I worked in the videography side of things where, to be honest, you're there to rock up, set up the shoot, film what you need to film, pack up, leave, edit in a week or two and get done. That is your goal. You're there to get done. Well, me, I am there because I am there for you. And the other side of what I do is to work with the video agencies directly themselves. As my experience with working in a videography company and working for other multitude of other video marketing companies, I am able to break down these and able to answer these questions really straightforwardly for them. They know that, hey, we don't need to worry about the client and trying to get the best out of them, because that's what Zoe's job is. And on the day, of course, most of these providers, no matter what you're doing, there will be some sort of director, or in some agencies, they are either the cameraman, the director, and the audio are kind of the same person. That sometimes happens depending on what you're wanting to get out of it and what kind of strategy you're putting together. And they have a lot of things to think about. And to be honest, when I've worked with a multitude of videography companies at the moment, they've definitely said to me, Zoe, I didn't think I needed you To be honest, I didn't see why you were here. I just felt you were a middleman. I thought you were just distracting us from getting what we needed to do. This has been the best shoot that I've done in the past 10 years. And I had this said to me. Of course, I've been trying to get them to write it down and put a review on it, but we're working on that. To be able to have someone worry about the client, or usually the person who is going to be standing up there delivering what's going to be happening on camera, that is a lot of work. That's why in my previous business, I was spending 80% of my time coaching people on these factors. And then I was only getting paid for the 20% work of actually filming and editing and producing the video and just handing it over. And I want to stress, that does not mean that I don't get out there and do some myself. I still record a lot of the videos, produce and do a lot of the work for my own business, and make sure that I actively volunteer my time and my energies to make sure that I keep up to date with latest trends, latest technical specifications. And if I know, at the end of the day, if I need to get there and do some technical troubleshooting and help with the camera, help with the audio, help with the lights, I can do that. If we need to, I can definitely do that. But like I said, on the day of the shoot, which is usually, in regards to the client's point of view, the most stressful day, I am there for them. I am there for you. I am there for the client. I am there to help you and help you succeed. The videographers are there to capture you succeeding, edit that you've succeeded, and then show that you've succeeded. That is their job. My job is to focus on you and make sure you get there. And then after that day, after the big stressful day, then we can worry about the output. We can worry about, okay, where are these videos going? Now, of course, we've already talked about this all the way at the start of the process and breaking down the strategy, because video is not just a one and done thing. Filming a video, editing it together, and then just slapping it on your YouTube channel is not the be all and end all. This video, just to mention a few things that could possibly be done, needs to be everywhere digitally where you show up. It needs to be current enough to make sure that when people see the video and then come to you, that you're able to fulfill what you say you can. And also, it enables to get people alongside your vision and your message of what you're wanting to achieve in your business. And you can do that by all of your forms of marketing, your website, very importantly, your email marketing list, your social media platforms, billboards, if that is an option for your business. And there are plenty of other marketing. The reason I mentioned those three, the fourth one was just kind of in there for fun. The reason I mentioned those three is because that's usually what people think about first. That's what usually springs to mind. And that is, you can use one video. And for example, I worked with a client around about 2 or 3 years ago where they had filmed a video 3 years previous to that, where it had just been sitting on a web page. They spent around 10 to 15 grand. So 15000 grand on this video, and it was doing nothing. And it was objectively doing nothing. And they weren't happy with it. And the reason that they weren't doing anything with it was because they weren't proud of it. They weren't happy with it. And they were just upset that they had spent so much money on that, and they didn't want to show anyone because they were embarrassed. So I was able to work with them strategy-wise of, okay, you've got the raw files, which thank the universe that they still had those raw files. And when I mean raw files, I mean not just the edited output video, like the actual video files that were put into that end product. And we were able to create 45 different pieces of content from that one piece of content. From that one video that was around about 4 to 5 minutes long, we were able to create 45 unique pieces of content, not just for social media or TikTok or all those, Reels platforms and all those other things, but to use on other aspects of their website. And we were able to edit it in a way where they no longer felt embarrassed about the final output, because there were other aspects in play. Now, of course, we had to re-record some things that were obviously out of date, because by the point that I had got to it was about 6 years out of date in regards to the currency of that content. But from there, we were able to utilize that 15 grand. And At the time, I was charging that service for around about $450, $500, which of course, FYI, I'm not doing now. It was a lot of work, and it was very much a trial just to see if that type of stuff will be useful for my clients. And it was. And I still see those videos to this day. And this was, something that I did about 2-3 years ago. And they're so happy with the output. Now, of course, it would have been better if we were able to work together to be able to have these things ahead of time so they don't feel embarrassed about the end product. But that's okay. We were able to fix mostly what we did in the past. And that is also okay when it comes to marketing. Marketing is telling your audience what you want them to know about your business so they can come to you and find a solution, hopefully pay you money, and be able to get a good outcome, because that's what you want from the work that you do. If you sell products, if you sell services, if you do a combination of the two, you want your customers to have a good outcome. And you also want to survive on that, preferably. So to do so, you need to have a larger strategy in mind, and not just the one video in your mind, or the video that's going to sit on our homepage of our website. The homepage of your website, to be perfectly honest, is not going to be the most seen. Yes, some people are going to stumble upon it some of the time. But in all cases and statistics that I have seen and shown, and of course no names spring to mind, so apologies if I don't have those resources or sources in mind. Most people go to your about page first, or maybe your services page. If you're a service provider, they usually go to your shop first, because if that's what you sell specific products. The homepage is useful for you to get everything in a row to make sure that your marketing is consistent across all of your avenues. But it's not the be all and end all. So if you're focusing on just that one video, that sole line of focus, that you're just going to put it on your homepage of your website and be done and walk away, I wouldn't not recommend it. I did have a client say to me last week, "How, Zoe, you're not negative. I don't like it. You're never just negative." I'm like, "Oh no, we're currently in the lead stage. Like, I'm trying to be nice and get you on board to work with me. Of course I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to say your mistakes were wrong, because mistakes happen. Mistakes are going to be consistent. And yes, it is a little bit on the annoying side of, yes, mistakes happen, and they can happen so often, and sometimes the same mistake happens more than once. But the fact is that you learn from it, that you actively change your behaviors, that you actively change your decisions to then not lead to that mistake again in the future. And if you've spent a lot of money on that mistake, to be able to get something out of it, something useful that you're at least proud of, that can then market and lead to getting more customers, getting more clients for your business, being able to build your personal brand as opposed to detract and take it down. I think that's a better use of your energies, your monies, your times, if we're going along with the analogy so far. Because when it comes to working with any sort of marketing agency, be this the video, the SEO, the ads, the whatever area that you're working with regarding marketing, being able to have the confidence that not just your money, because of course money is very important in these transactions, but the time and energy that you spend to get to this result is a result that you're happy with. I think that is the bare minimum when it comes to working with these companies. And these companies also include me, the video confidence coach. We do our best to make sure that all of our clients leave happy. And if they are not, we make sure that we address that right away, and we make sure to provide a equal return on investment and time. Because I am thankful enough to be able to be in a position of my business when if something is not the right fit for me, I can turn you away. I can say, "You're not the right fit for me. Here are 3 other options that are the right fit for you. I'll follow you up in a month. Let me know how you go." And that is something that I have been striving for in my business because I don't see myself retiring. Maybe I might pivot to a new business. I might start a new one with a new passion of mine. I will always be a business owner. I will always be building my personal brand. I will always be doing what I want to do. But at the end of it, all I will want to do for the rest of my life is serve people, to help them achieve that confidence, not just in themselves, but in their personal brands, so that they know that they're growing something for themselves, for their families, for their legacy. If that's what they need, I want to help them achieve that. And that's what we do at the Video Confidence Coach. I've got some really good feedback from my one-on-one mentor clients. This is a little bit of a plug. Of course, it's a plug within my own plug. But it's been really nice to see, and especially for a couple of the mentor clients that I've only worked with for a couple of weeks now, to be able to see them really find their own selves when marketing their business or making these decisions to grow their business and to market their business differently. At first, they were very much skeptical of my ideas and breaking down the processes that I put in front of them. And now they're flying through them because they've seen how well they've worked out. So I want to thank you so much for all of my mentees who are saying hello. I want to thank you so much, and it's been so great to see you all thrive so well, and some of you only just recently. So it's really great to see you all thrive so well. And in last news, in 2025, we are going to make some really big plans. I'm currently working on a lot of things regarding the Video Confidence Coach. So you will definitely see more things from me at the Video Confidence Coach and a lot of changes that we are going to make. So yes, we are going to be making some really big changes, and I will let you know when I have them. And I apologize that little rant there for a bit was very much explaining what I do with the Video Confidence Coach, to be able to break down these not massive ideas, but for a lot of people that I work with, there is a little bit of skepticalness because, well, when it comes to the work that I do, it's not exactly, written in books. It's not exactly something obvious to people who are not in the business area. And I've had to say, with my various grandparents in my life, I've had to have a couple of goes at trying to explain to them what exactly is it that I do, because I forge my own path. And there will be an inevitability where I will have to pivot again, and I'll have to go about explaining that to them in the future. But I am doing my best to be better and more succinct, to make it easier, not just for SEO, but hopefully you who are watching right now, to be able to understand a bit clearer about what I do, because also I'm trying to clarify what I do. All right, let's focus, Zoe.